Oh, the cold weather is certainly helping set the stage for what should be a physical primetime contest at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium.
Here's the Steelers' kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Ohio State.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
This defense for the Steelers very strong in that victory a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Love looking to throw it.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
To pass, here's Jordan Love.
He finds his man, complete. It's Atkins.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. You look at this Steeler defense.
They enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. They'll start on the ground. And right away, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
You know I love football. You know I love the game.
I hope so.
But nighttime in December, you know I'm wearing multiple coats. So I just wonder about the guys on the field with all the great gear that they have. Do they have enough on, or do they have too much on? Because sometimes that can affect you trying to carry the ball.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
That is incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
So they've been capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw now. Here's Love. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. T.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
So on 4th down on is Braden Narbison for the Packer field goal.
It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. That's headed right. It's no good. He misses wide of the upright, and this will remain a scoreless game.
This is always a tricky angle for a right-footed kicker because he's trying to draw it to the center of the uprights, but instead he pushes it to the right, and it's no good.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that they spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 3. Go!
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. What a play that turns out to be. 36 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
2nd and 3.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat like the guys in the on-deck circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. 19 tight.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Steelers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. Here's the Steelers' kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Second and 9 now from the 21.
Love now.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
A yard all they need, but it's third down. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. And this will be a Packers first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
First down, Packers.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. And now Love going to change things up. From just shy of midfield. Love. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
The Packers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Love. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
On 1st down, Atkins. He'll get this down to the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. Now Love.
Throwing right, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd down, it's Atkins. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long. Love.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Muscles him off. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
They'll run on first down. Atkins. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Packers are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
Brian Burns, the one to bring him down. The Steelers sit 7-6, a game over 500 on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Now 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
Now a handoff running through the middle.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now 2nd and 3.
60 Bison.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, check.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Trap 60.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5.
He'll look to throw. And in for the Steelers touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
Four seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football.
Final play of the half, Love. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
A 1-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
2
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Let's go. Have the 60. Have the 60. Go.
On play action, they'll throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
Brian Burns able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there.
Fielded just inside the 20. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Throwing. Love. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Into space at the 45.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 43.
Hands it off out of the gun.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Up the middle they go. It's Atkins. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. From the gun on third down, Love. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
On first down, Atkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Operating from the gun. Love. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott.
Still fighting for more. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown.
Well, the defense obviously could not have drawn up a better start to the second half. They're holding on to that slim lead, just looking for a stop. Not only do they get the stop, Charles, they get the pick six.
Another example that life comes at you fast, doesn't it? One play ago, they were defending a slim lead coming out of the break. Now they're one more stop away from thinking about a possible put-away drive.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And he returns this to the 22.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. Love from the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Flowers. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Working out of the gun. Love. And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Steelers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, and field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Ready?
2nd and 11. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll send the tight end in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
That went out wide and intercepted.
And he'll take this back down inside the 20.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Let's go. 72 move. 18 right.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
On the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
To throw again on second down. Love.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
T.J. Watt able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game, facing a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
From the gun on 3rd down.
Love able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And now here's a carry heading left. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there.
Hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. First catch of the game there for Samuel, and it results in a 1st down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
Ready? 60 by 6. Ready? Go!
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 3.
Cowboy 80.
On third down, they're going to run for it here.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
65 cat, 65 cat.
Right back to him on first down. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
Here we go, set.
The slot man in motion right. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Throwing to start the drive. Love. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Heady on that one, huh? Getting out of bounds before the 2-minute warning. They get an extra timeout, extra opportunity to move the ball downfield. Very smart football.
Here comes second down.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Love.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Alex Highsmith in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. What a way to wrap up the week. Now a big play. It's third down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Love looking to throw it.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
Here's second down. Now Love.
And he will find his man on the outside.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Love.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
And the Steelers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock, look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Mustang 19.
They'll drop to throw.
Here's one deep for Pickens.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is fielded at the 7. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Love.
He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And he is going to have a Steeler first down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it. So it's a win here for the Steelers, and it was thanks in part to the play of their third-year quarterback.
Yeah, he really had his A game tonight.